Today will be a triumph, if for no one else, for me, because we're making my long-awaited chicken pot pie. I've wanted to make a chicken pot pie for a long time, and Max has always gone, chicken pot pie. Do people eat those anymore? Is it still even a thing? Apparently, if you can't get it on Postmates, it might not be a thing for the millennials. I'm here to tell you, not only is it a thing, not because I'm old, but because it's fucking delicious. Honestly. We're gonna make a couple little changes to it. I normally would make it with like a deli roasted chicken, but we're gonna make our own chicken today. I'm using a store-bought crust, that's okay. But the whole thing comes together beautifully, and I think rather simply. Look, I'm a fan of saying, my food is so easy, I could make it with one arm tied behind my back. Well, today we're taking that simple little expression to a whole new level, because I will not be taking an arm and tying it behind my back. What I will be doing is taking this arm and having a proper cast put on it. Oh yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's cast day on Sam the Cooking Guy. Let's go meet Wes, who's gonna do this for us. So this is Wes. He's an orthopedic tech.
Yes.
At the hospital that I frequent. Turns out when he came today, I realized he was the same guy that put a cast on my leg when I ruptured my Achilles. So this is not new to you.
No.
Well, it's new to me. Actually, I've not had a cast on my arm, so this should be fun. So he brought everything he needs, and actually there's a choice of colors that we will let Max and Chancey choose from. You got your basic bright pink, you got your basic bright green, and you got your basic deep red. You guys make the call.
I like red.
Chancey? Red cast it is.
It's very cooking guy.
And of course it's very cooking guy, and it will be set off nicely by my black t-shirt. So what we've decided to do is cast it in an awkward manner, right? Because just like a little cast here is nothing. We're gonna go like this.
Yeah, we're gonna bring it all the way up to here, close to your armpit.
Yep.
And we're gonna bring it down pretty much up to about here in the palm of your hand. And your thumb's gonna be free though, but you won't be able to close your hand.
Let's go, buddy. It's all you, Wes. Thank you, man.
First thing we're gonna do is we'll put your hand in like this. And we're gonna put this over your thumb just to kind of make it look pretty once we fold everything back.
Because we want pretty.
Oh yeah.
You've seen me? Of course we want pretty. By the way, Wes did bring the, what do you call that thing?
The cast saw.
The cast saw. So, and he's promised to stay until the end.
You doing okay so far?
Fabulous. Secretly, I was hoping for pink, but the boys wanted red, so.
I almost went pink.
So what you're saying is this hand is not going to be any good to me.
Well, in terms of grasping anything, no.
Well, that's fine. That's the point. I bet you I could crush garlic with this.
Yeah.
The red. And how long do you suggest you, till it's like hard?
That's what she said?
Duh. Just such a good idea when I was thinking about it. Now suddenly, I feel the warmth. I feel the weight of it.
That's pretty much it.
This is a stupid, terrible idea, honestly. But now here it is. Wes, have a seat. Please don't leave. I'm going to need you in a couple hours. It's time to make our chicken pot pie, one-handed. Well, so here's the deal. Now that this is on, rather handsome-looking cast, isn't it? It would have been simple for me to make like, a steak and just season it and throw it on the grill. But that's not the plan. The plan is to go through almost all of this from scratch, with the exception of the pie dough. It's not my strongest suit. Could do it, have done it, but we're not going to today. Honestly, I think it would be too much to ask. But not using a deli roasted chicken, cooking a chicken, none of my vegetables are prepped yet. Everything's got to happen. So what we're gonna do is get a couple pans on the heat. One will be for the chicken, the other one will be for getting the vegetables going and stuff. So first pan, I need some bacon. I love bacon in my chicken pot pie. Chancey, you too?
I've never had bacon in my pot pie.
You've been missing it out, boy. It's a third of a pound of bacon that was in my freezer that I now have to cut up. Yeah, see now, both hands are gonna end up, well, only one hand is gonna get dirty. Now, here's the problem. I shouldn't have let it defrost so much, because cutting bacon that's still a little frozen cuts a lot easier. So let's just see. Okay. I can see Max will be actually doing a lot of editing in this episode, because it's going to take me a long time to do everything.
Hey, you're doing pretty good, because you've got that fucking
I got that good knife.
baby.
Thank you for a decent knife. I don't think I want to put too much bacon in. I don't want not turn it into a bacon pot pie. It still is chicken. So let's get this in our pan and we'll move on. So first, bacon will go in. Well, clearly my pan's not hot enough yet, but that's okay. And while we're waiting for that to start to cook, let's get the chicken prepped, shall we? Now our chicken, we can put on here. Cut out. Thighs. Chicken thighs. Love them. They're going to be outstanding in here. So normally I would get little bits of this excess fat off, but guess what? F it. I'm not going to. What I am going to do is season it up a bit. So this is going to be difficult. So salt and pepper here, a little smoked paprika, garlic powder. I'm going to flip these guys over. Paprika. Just a little background flavor. I'm not trying to change the world with these seasonings. But you want this stuff flavorful, right? Get everybody covered. Come on over to check the bacon. Break it up. Beautiful. And then the grease that comes out of the bacon will stay in the pan to help flavor our vegetables as we move along the process. Okay, let's put our chicken in. Perfect. This will be perfect. Great, so now we're cooking chicken, we're cooking bacon, we can start prepping our vegetables. First up will be a leek. Look, the recipe that I have online uses a regular yellow onion, but I thought a leek might be fun today. So here's the deal with a leek. You gotta get off this hairy, woody part at the end. Say goodbye to that. And this is the part that we're gonna use. So we'll cut here. And then this won't be the easiest thing in the world, but let's find out. So I'll steady with this hand. I'll cut down the middle. And what you're looking for, here's a really good example. Look how beautiful and clean this looks, right? Look right here. Look at that. That's gross, man. So the easy thing to do is take this and give this a quick little rinse under water. And I can do that. Dirt loves to hide in the folds of a leek, and that's not helpful to anybody unless it's somebody that loves to eat dirt.
Fuck you, dirt in the fold of the leek. I knew you'd like that one.
Stupidest shit ever. And then let's cut our leeks. One-handed, shall we?
You should clarify, easy and no joking here, because you have good knives. If you had dull knives, it would not be as easy.
I'd be in trouble. Okay, leeks are done. Next, maybe a little more difficult, stupid carrots. Look, I could have bought clean carrots in a pack, but that would have been the obvious move. And somebody would have said, oh, look it, how hard is this? He's got clean carrots. Okay, here, the bacon's ready. I'm gonna put the bacon in here. Really should have thought this through, man. And then I'm gonna have to get some of this grease out because I don't want all the grease. Oh, I know what I can do with some of this grease. The Evo has this little reservoir here to catch grease that goes over the edge. And it collects and then you get rid of it. So let me pour most of that off. Try and clean this now. I'm gonna try and clean this now with one hand. And put this back and get it ready for the vegetables. But let's take a look at where our chicken is before we do that. And here's our chicken. See what it looks like. Oh, it looks nice. Beautiful. And you can see, I'd say it was cooked about, 2/3 of the way through on that one side. So let's put it back, let it finish, and carry on with our carrots. I guess I'll give them a quick rinse. Sometimes I peel, sometimes I don't. Today for sure. I mean, peeling would just be like a ridiculously hard thing to do. So let's just do this. F you. Perfect. All right. These can now go in. The other vegetable are mushrooms, but they go in last. So now into my grease right here, we'll go all of these. Let these start to get softened, get some color. Now let's deal with our mushrooms. A little box of mushrooms that look like this. So we've been down this road. The other day when we made that steak, remember? I said if a mushroom's got dirt on it, you don't wash it, you just wipe it off. And that's what we're gonna do. And we don't want these stems, so we'll just pop them out, and then we'll have our mushrooms. So just let me get a few of these ready. And in the interest of not being here the entire day, I may be okay with leaving a little bit extra dirt on the mushrooms. It's just dirt, it's natural, right? If food grew in it, you should be able to eat it. I mean, it's not that desirable, but
You get a little poop in your food, who cares?
I didn't say poop.
Don't mushrooms grow in shit though?
I don't think
Now
it's
that I
shit.
think about
No,
it.
it's dirt.
I think they might grow in shit.
Some mushrooms grow in
Well, not my mushrooms.
Is it the psychedelic mushrooms that grow in shit?
I think
Okay.
one type.
Not like, I know one type.
By the way, I was going to say years ago, I might have been 17, with my friend Bill Grad, I tried those other kind of mushrooms that Chance was referring to. And being as cryptic as I can, I did not enjoy them. They had, can I say this? They had no mushroom effect on me. I think I just had a bad batch. Okay, but here's these mushrooms that we want to deal with. And I'm not putting them in whole, so let's cut them. So I think quarters are going to be fine here. God. Never mind, just play some music and in an hour and a half I'll be finished. Thank you very much. Okay, carrots, leeks, let's check a piece of chicken. We don't want to overdo our chicken. It's going to end up in the oven for another half an hour, but still, what we don't want to do is ruin it right here. If I take this guy out,
Oh my god.
5-second rule. And let's have a look. How's that look? Perfect. That's perfect. Who wants a bite?
It's not the one that fell on the floor, right?
No. Moist, tender, seasoned beautifully, crazy delicious. All right. Ow. Take the chicken out of the pan. And by the way, I could have done this on the grill. Anybody know why I did it here? One of your favorite words, Max?
Easier?
No, because now this,
Oh, the fond.
the fond, the stuff that's stuck to the bottom is
We're
going to
fond
help
of the
us
fond.
make a very delicious gravy. Okay? These vegetables now get the mushrooms just dropped on top. And they go, and there we are. Nice base, a good base here. Working together beautifully. So let's start to get just a little softening on the mushrooms. Carrots still have a little bit of a ways to go. They're going to cook in the oven, so they don't have to be soft and mushy here, but a little tiny bit more would be good. But now we can start working on our gravy. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to put some garlic in the pan where the chicken came out. One-handed, of course. A little shot of oil, and that will look like this. And we won't want it to burn, do we? So we give it about a minute, 40 seconds, 30 seconds, till it gets super fragrant like that. Now we're going to add a little vermouth for a little flavor, and that will help pick up all the stuff that's stuck to the bottom. A couple tablespoons, like that. Gorgeous. This is going to help us make some badass gravy. Simple, super great. When about half of the vermouth is burned off, we're going to add some chicken stock, and that looks like this. We're ultimately going to need, about a cup or so of gravy. So we're going to let this start to do its thing a little bit. Build a little bit of flavor. We're also going to add two things that I think are very chicken pie centric. One is some dried thyme, and the other is a little dried sage. And now we want this to come to a little bit of a simmer first. So, the smell, it's going to be so great. Look how easy it is to make gravy. Then we're going to add a little cornstarch slurry. I'll explain that, and we'll basically be there. But in the meantime, check out these vegetables. And the fact that they're basically roasting in this pan here means that great things are going to happen to the flavors. I'm going to add one thing, a couple tablespoons of butter for a little richness. Fabuloso. Just this would be amazing on a plate. But oh no. Everybody just hang on. Actually, now we can put the bacon back into that. And I had to move the bacon because Max was eating it. Come on, come on, come on, come on. There we go. Mix this. When this is mixed beautifully, seasoned a little bit with salt and pepper, this can come off the heat. Let's turn our attention to the gravy. I apologize for the mess. Normally I clean as I go, but this is a problem. So I'm just trying to power through. We're gonna make a little cornstarch slurry, and that means, piece of shit. It means opening up some cornstarch, putting it in here. What's that, maybe a big fat tablespoon or so? And now a little of the chicken broth. Then we want to stir this well until there aren't any lumps, which is much easier done when you can hold it, but I can't. By my own stupid rules today, I get one finger on it. All right, now let's come over and we'll add this to our simmering chicken stock. Start with about half. And then mix. This thickens in a really nice way. It's much easier than flour. Flour has a tendency to clump way more, and that's not what anybody wants when it comes to a gravy. So you can see it's not quite there yet. That's okay. Let's add the rest of it. Yes, this is going to do it, folks. Yes, you can see this starting to thicken up beautifully. Now let's add just a couple of things while we're here. A little salt and pepper and a splash of Worcestershire being opened with, oh my gosh, one hand. Like that. And we mix. And what's that look like to you, boys?
Gravy.
Gorgeous, huh? Gorgeous. All right, this can come off to the side. And we can start to cut our chicken and get ready to build. It's an actual cast. If you're just joining us, my arm is in a cast, not because I did anything stupid. Well, I did do something stupid. I had this intentionally casted for this episode, thereby making the point, my food is so easy, I can cook with only one arm. One arm. Our chicken now needs to be cut, and then honestly, we're basically there. Everything gets put together, one interesting ingredient that we'll add, and then into the oven. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take the chicken out and just cut. And of course, into bite-sized pieces. I always say this. I want you to think about how your guests are going to eat the food that you're making for them. A piece of chicken this big is not helping anybody when it comes out of the pie. So everything's got to be cut up. And I'm telling you, this chicken is so delicious. Just like this. It'll be a long time before I cook chicken thighs any other way again. What the hell? I said I wasn't going to put it all in, but I'm going to put it all in, Max. I'm feeling playful today. And if you're looking at this going, oh, Sam, it's still a touch pink inside. What did I say? It's going in the oven for a half an hour. It's going to finish. And if you get it so it's dry here, it's going to be drier and gross when it comes out. And nobody wants that. Chicken in. It's going to be the greatest chicken pot pie since they started making them. Okay, one quick wipe. We come back. Next step is this beautiful gravy we made. We're going to add about a cup of it, I think. And then what I think is a genius, quick, cheat ingredient, sour cream, Max. But now I got to open it with one hand. Perfect.
That wasn't hard.
And about a cup of this. Now we mix. Do you have a sense of this? Oh, I hear the
wop.
The wop. The chicken, this gravy, the sour cream, those beautifully roasted vegetables, the bacon that just gave a little underlying beautiful note to the whole thing. So I'm going to add, I think, the rest of this gravy. Much of it. Like that. And now this. Rich, gorgeous, delicious. When you're satisfied that it's mixed beautifully, put it in your baking dish. Great, 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 great. All great. Max is asking if it should have had crust underneath. And I prefer a top crust. The bottom crust thing I don't always need. So now here's what we have. A store-bought pie crust. Think how funny that will be. Now let's take a look at what we've got here. We have, this is not working for me. Come on, man. Beautiful. Let's try this. Uh-oh. 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 So now we want to make this basically fit. We're going to go all the way. This is very difficult. I don't need all that over the edge. But just as long as you sort of got it neatly around the edge. We need some steam holes. You don't want the steam to stay in, you want it to come out. One more thing, we need a little egg wash. So 1 egg, about a tablespoon of water, we beat. Uh-oh. Speed beating. And then we brush. And when this is done, put it in a 350 oven until it's gorgeous. So 350, half an hour, 35 minutes, 25 minutes. I always say this, is your oven really at 350? Or is it 300 and you've been effing up your stuff when you follow people's recipes because your oven's off? You should buy one of the, stand by. Should buy one of these things. They're only a few bucks. They sit on the oven shelf. Put your oven on, put this in, give it a solid half hour, 45 minutes at whatever temperature. Go 350. If it's 350, at the end of the 45 minutes, your oven's 350. If your oven's at 300, you know you got to add 50 degrees to whatever temperature the recipe calls for. Or the reverse. If it's too low, you got to, sorry, if it's too high, you got to cut, you know what I mean. So it's a great thing to have. We'll put a link below. But really, because everything is cooked in the pie except for the top, you're just waiting for it to get gorgeous looking. Keep your eye on it. You know, we don't like to burn things around here. Right, Max and Chance?
Right.
Never.
You can always put it back in the oven. But you can't take it out.
Oh, you're jinxing
you know,
yourself again.
Right. I now have a half an hour-ish, 20 minutes to clean up one-armed. I will now do that, and I will see you on the other side when that thing's done. And here we are. Feast dries on this. Have one look and tell me, not the most gorgeous one-arm chicken pot pie you've ever seen. All right, let's take it off of the tray. And put it down, right? It is so gorgeous and smells insane. All right, let's try and get a little piece out of here, shall we? We'll just hug tight right there. Oh, man. Look at that. Oh, my gosh. Look at how delicious that looks. Oh, come on, man. That's not even fair. Two arms. Look at this fork is all jacked up. Why is it so? With two hands, this would be delicious. But it's even deliciouser with one. Wow. Some chicken, some mushrooms, some leek. Oh, God. Okay. The very first time I made this with sour cream, I was like, that's stupid. Why am I doing that? I shouldn't do that. Oh my God, do it. It is rich. It is smooth. It is decadent AF. And now a bite of this beautiful crust. Oh my God. Everything. The roasted vegetables, the little bit of sage and the thyme in here. Holy crap sticks. This is something I can get behind. And the bacon. I just got the whole thing. All right, so this is difficult. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. Remember, it's Sam's Giving. You have until midnight on Sunday the 20th to subscribe. Maybe get us a message. Maybe just write something nice that we'll go, oh, look, they should have something. They should have a Traeger smoker or an Evo or Caliber Pro Kamado or $5,000 from Kewpie. Oh, and by the way, thank you, Wes, for putting on my cast. Thank you, Wes, for what you're about to do now. saw off my cast. I hope that thing doesn't cut me. It's sharp.